Going live. Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We are Rumble Pop Live, and we've got cats, and we've got Silverhawks and Badgers, and all kinds of crazy stuff coming your way. It's going to be a rootin' tootin', good old-fashioned, just a barn-raising, burning Hello, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. It's doing that. That's cool. Rumble Pop. We're just going to... We're just gonna play that out loud, apparently.
Infinite loop.
Yeah, right. Right. It's an infinite loop. I'm gonna mute that. Actually, I'm gonna close that. I think it'll still let us go. I don't know. What do I know? Yeah, we're still live, so it's cool. It's cool. We're still live. No problem.
Whose dog is barking?
I don't know. I don't have a dog.
Me either.
Nor do I.
I don't know, got some weird ambient sounds. Dogs, cats, gerbils.
Oh my. Where's the gerbil? Kevin, are you putting gerbils in your asshole?
You don't want to know where that gerbil is right now. It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty, guys. Man, I don't know. It seems like maybe that link sharing didn't work.
Well, we as you know, you got to give people time to adjust. So I'm going to send the link out.
They're used to us being on at 10:15, I guess.
True.
Yeah. 8:15.
But also, it takes time for people to get used to it. So I'm still going to do the traditional thing and still text the link out to everybody just because, people, they need time to get adjusted.
They have to, yeah. We're moving into the 90s now with our technology. So
I thought we were released in the early 2000s.
So what do you guys think of my beard? I trimmed it.
Oh, it looks very nice.
It's wonderful. Very
you know
dapper.
What? You look 7 years younger, sir.
Just so pretty. Just so
7
pretty.
years younger.
Well, when kids started asking me, so, Mr. Turner, what's up with that beard? That was I knew it was time to trim my beard.
Jeez, Sal, what do you mean peen jerkers? What a jerk. Sal's a jerk.
Yeah. Some Seth Rogen now.
Yeah, that wasn't bad, actually. That was pretty good, Seth Rogen. I didn't mind it. I did not mind it at all. But that's what we're talking about. We're talking about tear jerkers, right? That's the whole thing. Tear jerkers.
A lot of tear jerking.
Ranking films that made us cry.
Kevin does a lot of tear jerking.
Tear jerking.
I wish I could. Wish I was capable of doing such a thing.
What are you talking about?
You can't cry, Kevin?
It's hard to cry, man. It's hard.
Only when he's jerking off he can cry.
No.
We gotta watch the jerk off and cry while you're jerking off.
Wouldn't that be terrible if that's the only way you could do it is if you cried?
Well, it must be a very painful act.
Yeah, apparently. I think it is for cats, right? Don't they have like...
That's an episode for another day.
Yeah. Biology 101, it'll be another day. But yeah, Kevin, why don't you go around and introduce everybody very quickly, like last week. Last week's introduction was amazing, Kevin. You did such a good job.
Thank you. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Rumble Pop, the most powerful and tear-jerking live stream today on YouTube. First, the man in the blue headset, the cynical man, the man who was voted for 3 consecutive years, the most desirable man in North Hollywood. He is a man that the women cannot get enough of. They tear his garments down when they see him. They throw their undergarments at him when he's out in public. Give it up for DC Comics' most beloved fan, Mr. Donald McKenney.
Doing that again. I tried to fix that. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. We're getting there. We have the pre-schedule. I don't know if you guys noticed. Those of you that are watching, the pre-schedule was delightful. I was very impressed with myself.
Very impressed.
All day, a pat on the back. I went to the store and they were like, "Hello, how can I help you?" I was like, "You can help me by telling me how great I am."
A man who doesn't have enough mirrors in his house.
That's true. I have the bathroom mirror and that's it. And then when people come over and they're like, "Oh, I need to look at my full outfit, what I'm wearing," and I'm like, "You want me to take a picture of you?" Like, then you can look at the picture. That's how that works. That's the best I can do. I'm sorry.
Next, we go to a man who is currently in that beautiful Lone Star state of Texas. He's originally from that beautiful Wolverine state with many lakes and trees of Michigan. He is a man who was voted the 2024 Sexiest School Teacher of the Year of East Texas. He is a man who teaches the thespian arts to young people to make sure they'll one day achieve their dream of acting in Hollywood, Broadway, or on the independent circuit. Give it up for the man who just trimmed that beard, a man who can't get enough of having that soft skin. He is Professor Chris D. Turn.
It's just the way it is.
Look at that
guys.
face. Look at that face.
Just beautiful.
It's a cherubic face that is perfect for the month of February. A man who could easily play what's that creature, Bonnie, that does the love arrows that make people fall in love? Cupid. There we go.
Jesus.
Chris could be a Cupid. And of course, we cannot forget the lovely lady who's originally from that beautiful state of Arizona, a lady who is a powerful cat mother, a lady who is a top 10 West Coast Polynesian dancer, and I know in 2 weeks from now, we'll enjoy, with all of us, the final 5 episodes of Cobra Kai. Give it up for the one, the only, the lovely Miss Bonnie Tuttle.
Thank you.
With this
And of course, I'm your humble servant, your humble podcaster, the man who is the Grand Master of the Jedi and Vulcan arts, your Supreme Chancellor, Brother Kevin.
I don't know how he does it.
And so, we don't waste any time. I think it's time for Donald to pull out something out of his bag of tricks.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I probably
Oh, my-
should pull out. I mean, Evan just popped in. He loves it when I pull out.
Well, I'm sure he does.
Oh boy, guys. Oh boy. There's a lot of things to discuss here. A lot of things. One of them being, actually, there's not that many. I worked all weekend, so I didn't get a lot of time to read. But I did catch the new Silverhawks that came out. Partly metal,
Ooh.
partly real. Silverhawks.
Oh.
Was it go tally ho or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And the bird goes ah and flies off, and then it starts. So this is an interesting one. Monstar. Yeah, that's how they did it back then. This is basically Thundercats, but they stayed in space. This is what it is. The same creators, everything. But I loved it. I loved its stupidness. And what we're getting with this is we're getting old Silverhawks and Monstar having been in prison for forever and then finally escaping. And then they need to reinstate the Silverhawk program. So they have to create and train new Silverhawks. Which I was like, okay, I can get behind this. This is different. This is not what I'm used to seeing. I liked it. I give it a 6.5. I think it has a lot of potential. It's from Dynamite. It's about $5. It's I think it's well worth the price of admission. If you get a chance to check it out, I highly recommend it. They have multiple covers.
Ooh.
So you can get all kinds of variant goodness. They have about 15 different covers, if I recall. So Dynamite really just kind of took advantage of that whole variant market. Next, last actually on my list, because I only had 2. Hey, Nezzy. Hey, Madison. Wow, Madison's on. Good to see you. I really wanted to enjoy this book. I wanted to love it, but it's so bad. It's so bad. Remember when we talked, and I talked about Nexus the Liberator, and I was talking about how trash it was? Why we have these independent characters which could be amazing, but they keep putting it back in the hands of the people that shit the bed with it to begin with. They created the character, and I get it, and like I just Badger. It's Badger, guys. It's Badger. It's Mad Monkeys, Shock and Roll. I don't know why I thought it would be good. It just looked cool, and I was like, oh, I like the concept of Badger. Badger has a dissociative identity disorder. He has multiple personalities, basically. And the primary is the superhero, the Badger. That's the primary. Is that discussed at all? No. Just at the beginning, when they give you a giant recap about the character. And then they tell you about a, centuries old monk living in the body of some dude, but they don't describe it or recap it or show you anything. So if you don't know much about the character, you're still not going to know much about the character at all reading this. In fact, the only thing I know is they go to an island where the monkeys are mean to them. That's it. That's freaking it. This is so bad that it has better value as wiping your ass with it than it does as and it is $6.99. $6.99, guys.
Did you say basically $7?
$7 for hot trash. This is like
pages?
a 1 at best. I'm being polite when I say it's a 1. It's slightly oversized. It's not that many pages, to be honest. I don't even know if it's let's just count it. If they probably didn't even want to put the page count on here. No, they didn't. It's cheeky bastards, because they knew that we would be like, you're full of shit with this story. Just monkeys throwing shit, and an Asian woman that likes to put on a fake accent when she's around another guy because she thinks it's fun. It's just stupid. It's really bad. It's really bad. Don't buy it. Avoid it at all costs. I apologize for even bringing it up. I feel sick now. I'm just
By the way, are the original characters from Silverhawks in that comic? I'm just curious.
Yeah, they are. They're just old. They're older. And they're like,
So-
we can't do it. We got to train people. Monstar, never aged.
It's like one thing was there was Bluegrass, the one who would play the country guitar.
Yeah, but the thing is that they don't really describe them yet. In the clown dude or whatever, from the planet Mime, full on English. So I don't know if he learned English, or what. They haven't explained that. So I'm just waiting on that, to kind of, it's one issue. I'm gonna give him a little patience on it.
Is Tallyhawk still alive, or is Tallyhawk dead?
I don't remember seeing Tallyhawk in it, so Tallyhawk might be dead. But Tallyhawk's part robot too, so
yeah,
could still be alive. We just haven't seen him.
True.
Hey, Enrique. Hey, John Lopez. Good to see you. Yeah, so that's it. That's me fully pulling out on all of you. I hope you enjoyed. I'll tell you what. That slaps. That song slaps. I think that I'm going to put out an album. And it's just going to be all farts. I think that's what's going to happen. Yeah. I'm going to do a whole weekend. I'm going to eat a lot of cheese.
Does Professor Turner, do you have any special warm, delicious tea to spill upon us for this beginning of the love month of February?
No.
No tea.
No? No Valentine's tea?
No tea. You should ask him before we start the show. That way he doesn't have to tell you no live on the air.
No.
But also your rejection is delicious, so that's fun too.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So there's that.
Well, at least he has some water.
I ran out of tea. All I have is water today.
He has water. Well, you have any water?
See, I had another tin ordered, Chris, and it arrived just a couple days ago, and I ran out of the first tin today. I'm good to go.
Oh, if you have no tea to spill, then spill some water upon us then.
I'll just spill it on my laptop.
No.
Yeah.
We got a lot to get through. We can skip it today.
All right.
We're going to skip it, guys. No refunds, Donald. Slaps cheeks. Yeah, thanks, buddy. Yeah. Yep. I'm going to donate this one to the shop. That's trash. Somebody can pick it up. I'll put it in Madison's pools. And then I'll be like, it's great. And then she's like, I'll kill you. Yeah, that'll be interesting. Okay, so we are talking about tearjerkers tonight. This is going to be a pretty relatively quick podcast overall, like a live show, because we came up with a list of top 10s, and we had a few runner-ups. So the runner-ups we're going to go through first, I feel is probably the best. But before we do that, I want you guys to kind of define to everybody. She says I'm a savage. I want you guys to kind of define to everybody what you think as far as what what is the definition for you of a tearjerker? Like, what ultimately made you pick these films that you're picking, if that makes sense? So, Chris, Kevin, Bonnie.
What about you,
Would like-
Bonnie?
Well, for this week, because we narrowed the category down a little bit, not to just straight up tearjerkers, but to romantic tearjerkers. So for me, it was movies that mostly involve love stories that, for one reason or another, whether it be something, unrequited love, or something tragic happens to one of said lovers, or something that makes you cry happy tears in all the good ways, or what have you. Those were the things that I was trying to think about when I picked the movies that I picked for our ranking.
Okay. Chris, what about you?
Movies that are romantic and make me cry. Whether it's for sad reasons or for really romantic, happy reasons. I'm a very emotionally open person when it comes to movies. I try to open myself up as emotionally as possible and try to be in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's just whatever movies bring me to tears, whether it's happy or sad, because I'm open to accepting it.
Right. That's good. Now, Kevin, an interesting thing. Kevin's dead inside, so I'm interested to hear what his thing is when it comes to this. What did it put a smile on your face to see people in pain, and that's when you knew that it was a tearjerker?
To be honest with you, a couple of the movies on our list did actually make me bust out laughing, to be honest with you. I can't lie. A couple of these movies, I was laughing hysterically when the tragedies occurred. I thought they were funny, But there were some others that I have to admit, they were disturbing, they were tragic, and it did break my heart to see some of these couples end up where they did in the end.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, some of these movies I do kind of find funny.
We've got the two of you who are just cold and dead inside, and then we've got me and Chris who are very in touch with our emotions.
Oh, good for you. So in touch with your emotions.
This is a lovely split here.
Now, Bonnie, as you know, as a practicing Jedi, I cannot have emotion.
He's not wrong. Yeah, he's not supposed to. I don't think.
Oh,
I think it's
do
the
believe
Sith that has emotions, right?
Yes.
No. The Jedi are encouraged to have compassion and
Compassion?
empathy.
Compassion,
Those are
empathy,
emotions.
but not like tear-jerking emotions.
Compassion and
Well,
empathy.
hello there.
Have you seen
And
Yoda?
love,
Have you ever seen
those
Yoda
are
cry?
Things that are encouraged.
Have you
among
seen
the
Yoda
Jedi.
cry? Have you seen Yoda shed a tear? See? Mace Windu, have you seen him shed a tear?
That does not mean that they did not have emotions. They had them.
Mm-hmm.
They were just, a little bit more reserved about
Yeah,
them. But no,
reserved.
they had their
Yeah.
emotions. Come on.
Yeah.
When Order 66 was being executed, we saw Yoda get emotional when he saw and felt what was happening in the Force.
Yes, he felt some pain, but what did he do after that? He cut the head off of one of those treacherous, clone troopers.
Yeah.
Took care of some business.
Yeah.
And then he fled into exile.
Yes, he did.
And where he died.
Yes, that is true too. But he was never
30
over 900 years old, so I understood.
30 years later.
Yeah.
He could have done something. Like,
He did!
talk
He
about
did
being
do
a coward. You just run away and
no,
hide for
no.
30, 40 years.
Now. He was plotting. He was planning.
Oh, was he plotting and planning?
Yes.
No.
Scott-
He had his spank shack,
Twins.
and he would
Twins.
hang out in there and kill lizards and eat and spank off, and that was it. That's all he
No.
had to do. There's no
He was there
TV.
meditating
Did you
and
look in
planning.
that little shack? There was no TV. There was a pot, either to cook or piss in. I'm not sure which, but there was a pot in there. There was a little fire. Everything was so small and tiny. Like, you think he would have thought big, if he was going to be
Look,
alone for so long.
it was a time of meditation and planning. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Uh-oh, Mom and Dad are here. Everybody say hi to my mom and dad.
Hi, Mr. and Mrs.
Hi,
McKinney.
McKinney.
Mom and Dad. Big Sal says Donald and me laugh at Speak No Evil when the kid got thrown. Man, that is true. That is true. When the kid got thrown, that was great. Right into the water. As the family is driving away, the guy's like, "If you leave, horrible things are going to happen to my boy." And then they leave, and they're looking in the rear view as they're driving away, and they just watch him throw the kid right in the water. It was great. The kid can't swim, so naturally he's drowning. Sal and I are busting up. It's great times. Great times.
Oh, you guys.
Sammy says, plus plenty of Jedi did things they weren't supposed to.
True. That is true.
Mom and Dad say hi all. So
Hello.
There you go. Yeah, it is true. They did a lot of things that they weren't supposed to, and that's why most of them died. If you're like a dick most of your life, people, like a whole group of you, then people are not going to like you, Just the way it is. Like, Jedis were kind of arrogant, right?
They were.
Do you ever go up and be like, "Hey, there's that cool Jedi. What's up, man?" He's like, "Hey, how are ya?" Oh, pick me up. There you go. Woo! That's fun. No, you didn't see that. I feel like we should, though. We should get that. We should get the Star Wars comedy we never got. That's what we deserve, to be honest. That's what we deserve. We need a lower decks for Star Wars. The Tag and Bing or whatever it was. They did that for Dark Horse for a little bit.
That should be your next project.
I'm going to write it right now. But with that being said, we have our two runners-up. So this would technically be number 12 and 11 on our list. So let's go through 12 and 11. 12 on the list, I don't remember at all. So it's cool. No big deal.
You don't remember?
No, I don't remember at all. But
that's okay. I've got the list in front of me.
Me too. I got it too.
So it is. I know the list. I know what it is, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen it. It's a 2007 film called P.S. I Love You. Number 12 on the list. Bonnie was describing it to me while we were eating soup. Copious amounts of soup. I mean,
copious amounts, you said.
An obscene amount of soup was had by the two of us. And while we were eating the obscene amount of soups, she was describing to me this film, and I was like, oh yeah, that should be in there then. Let's give it an honorable mention. But so with that being said, you guys go ahead, those that have seen it, and let everybody know.
So, P.S. I Love You. At the very beginning of the movie, Hilary Swank is married to Gerard Butler, and I can't remember what illness he had. I believe it was cancer, but he passes away, leaving her widowed. But before he passes away, he knows her so well that he knows that she's just going to have a difficult time moving on with her life, continuing to live her life without him. So he leaves behind a series of letters for her to open on a certain schedule. And
she gets her first one.
Letter, yeah.
So she gets the first one on her birthday. Birthday of all days.
As a birthday present? This is
No,
about it sounds like it's a story about a man that can't let go.
Challenges for her to go out and do certain things that he knows that she's afraid to do, especially by herself. And he just makes her do these things to kind of, reintroduce her back into life. And at the end of every note and challenge, it's P.S. I love you. So just reminding her that he's still there, but she still has a life to live, and he still loves her, and it's okay for her to still have a life.
Was the whole time him kind of like trying to put her into the arms of another man? Was that kind of part of that?
Eventually.
Mm.
Yeah, eventually. That's part of it.
Okay.
Trying to, still remember the love that she had with him, but being open to the idea of having love with somebody else, because that's the full life experience that she still needs to, live and move on with.
Gotcha.
And it's oh my goodness, yeah, it's such a heartbreaker.
So I just thought it was strange.
It's a tearjerker on just every single level.
I thought it was strange when they made this sequel, and it was called P.S. Why Don't You Still Love Me? And
wow.
a whole year full of psychotic like hate mail that she kept getting from him. That was like, oh, so now you've forgotten about me. And I think that was the first letter, and that came on Christmas, if I recall.
That was the horror film because clearly he's sending it from the afterlife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. What a great concept and a big spin on the franchise. I cannot wait for the third one, which is "Don't You Forget About Me," and that one has a tagline of "I know what you did last summer." So I think they're rolling that in with it. So she apparently
sense.
she killed somebody in the summertime with the car, and his ghost saw it, and so he's leaving notes that like, "I know what you did," and it gets bad. It gets bad, but it sounds great. I'm in on it. I don't know about you guys.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah,
Sounds
see, Kevin's
interesting.
in. Yeah, he's
Oh,
in. Kevin, what do you think about that whole Matthew Lillard being cast in Scream 7?
Is that really true?
It's true.
Get out of here.
It's true as fuck.
I know that's been a rumor for years about his character possibly still being alive. So it's one of two things. One, it's like flashback scenes they're shooting.
How could it be flashbacks if he's like 50 years old?
Or
They're
well, you do
using AI to
de-aging. You do
The same way they
technology.
did. The same way they did it with Mark Hamill.
Nah.
And
they're
also,
not
Skeet
gonna, no way.
Remember, Skeet Ulrich was brought back for 5 and 6, but as like kind of like a vision. So it's possible.
True, I guess, but I think he's not dead. I don't think he died.
I don't know how that's possible. A TV was thrown upon him, and like you don't come back from that. If you do, I don't know how that's possible. You get
Well-
remember, by the way, this isn't like the HD TVs we have now. Someone throws it on your head. Yeah, you can survive that. We're talking about the old school boob tubes that are heavy and like weigh like 50 pounds. There's no way you're coming back from that.
Yeah, well, you remember when you hit me with that PlayStation controller? I survived.
I think that was Chris, not me.
No, Chris wasn't here. Pretty sure it was
Maybe it was
you.
Maybe it was Bonnie
You had fallen asleep,
or
Sounds
Jared.
like something
and
I do.
I woke you up, and you whoa like that, and hit me with it. It wasn't malicious. It was accidental.
Mm.
Oh, Danny Boy says, "Yo, what about when Gerard Butler becomes a vampire?" Oh yeah, I forgot. That's gonna be in the fourth one, if I recall. They're doing. They've already set that up. Yeah, I cannot wait for that one.
And then in the next one, he starts haunting a theater.
Yeah, Sammy says there was never
Yes.
confirmation Stu was really
Yes.
dead, everybody. And Madison said, no, he dead.
Well, like I said, I can't see how you come back from like a 40, 50-pound TV being thrown on top of your head like that. There's
Kevin?
no way.
I think next week, hear me out on this. Next week, you
Mhm.
come here, and we live, I just hit you with the TV. I'm going to put the camera down down a little bit. I
Mhm.
disappeared. I don't know why I disappeared. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Okay. I lost reception. I lost vision here, guys.
Good going.
Yeah, I know, right? But anyway, I'm gonna put the camera down, and then I'll hit you with the TV. You'll just lay on the ground, and I'll just push the TV over on you, right? Because that's what happened, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Now, will this be an HD television, a flat screen?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Where'd
Okay.
you go? Where'd you go? What happened?
I don't know where I went. I disappeared the hell out of here.
You're like in the void. Oh, here you are. You're back.
Am I back?
No,
Back. You're like,
No.
oh, no,
You're in the
I'm
dark
void
Am I
again.
gone again?
Back at the
you're,
void.
you're in blackface again.
Uh-oh. Let's try it now. Am I back? Hey!
Yes.
I'm
There
back,
you go.
guys. There we go. I got
There
this
he
figured. I got
is.
this shit figured out. Sort of. There we go. There. Okay, cool. There. That looks nice. That's nice. That's nice, guys. Yeah. So I'll just hit you with the TV. That's the long story short. And we could see.
I'm sure people will be very entertained by me being assaulted by an HD flat screen television.
Yeah, it would have. Well, I mean, we'll have to find a tube television, I think, in order to make it fair.
No. I think we should use, if you're going to do something like that, you need to use a current HD flat screen
who
brand.
still has one?
I used to up until recently until I threw it out.
Yeah, he.
Yeah, mine got checked when I moved in here.
Bonnie, have you never walked along the street and just seen randomly
They're there.
somebody just sets out a tube television and you're like, how did you still have that? People
Not
have
in a
them.
few years.
People have them. They just hang on to them and they keep them in their garage until their like wives yell at them and they're like, I don't want it here anymore. And then they're like, fine, I'll put it out.
That's true.
I still have one back in Ohio, in my old bedroom. I'm sure Kevin does too. Right?
Yep.
Does it work?
Yeah, mine
Yeah.
does.
Still functional.
Yeah, it still works. My VCR still works too.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is
like
crazy.
an old VCR.
Oh, I need a new VCR.
Old,
parents did until-
old CD player.
My parents had one until 2011, and they were like, "You need to get in the future, old people." And we bought them a TV for Christmas.
Sticks McFly, hello. Good to see you. Thanks for popping in again.
Hey,
Chris
what's up,
Duque. What's up, Chris? How are you?
Good to see you
Chris.
again, Frank. Thank you again. And
And-
Bonnie, if you want a VHS, just go to We Could Be Heroes to their VHS store, and you can purchase or rent a VHS player.
That's true. They have them for purchase.
Yeah.
I think they're like $65 for
Yeah.
VCRs.
If I recall at Halloween, that's what somebody told me.
Yeah. Video Hero
Or
is the
something.
name of the
Yeah,
company.
yeah.
Oh, Danny Boy says those old
I gotta do that,
CRT
but how
TVs.
often am I in Chatsworth?
They
That's
are.
a long ass drive.
It is a bit
Yes,
of a
it
long
is.
drive. Yeah, it is.
But it's worth it, Bonnie. For a VHS, it's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Thank
can sleep there too. It's
desperately
haunted.
need a VCR.
It's haunted.
Yeah.
You could sleep there.
See, you can communicate with the spirits while you're shopping
Haunted
there.
as fuck. So P.S. I love you. All right, that's the first runner up. Now let's go to number 11 on the list. Number 11 on the list. I'll go with the most recent one because it's probably fresh in everybody's minds, and neither of the Seans are on to yell at me for not
I mean,
showing the other one.
The modern one's better anyway, so
So there we go. West
Well,
Side
actually,
Story.
I gave you photos of both. So to be fair, yeah, 1961 and 2020. So
Kevin,
I
I'm
gave you
pretty
both.
sure this is the play. This is the stage play. I don't think this is the actual 2020 movie.
You sure about that? Let's see.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
let me look at YouTube. I can't see it. Let me look and see what.
Oh, you know
putting
what?
up there.
Oopsie, you're right. Oopsie.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness, Kevin! You have one job, Kevin. One.
Well, hey, 1961's at least accurate.
Yeah, let
At
me
least
pull
that
that one up here, and I'll put up.
You know what? I like that photo so much, so I was like, oh, let me put that out there. It looks kind of cool, you know, the face
That
off.
is a great photo.
The face off. I like the face off thing, you know.
Yeah. They're both nice in their own way. Hello, Frank. How are you? Video Crab Rangoons. No, Chris. It's not what it stands for. So there, we'll show them
I
both.
do love crab rangoons, though.
We'll gently show them both so you can get a taste of both of them. There we go. There, Kevin, you get your face off that you so enjoy, and everybody else can understand what we're talking
Yes.
about.
I'm actually
Yeah.
seeing this show tomorrow.
No, you're not.
Oh, you are?
Yes,
Get
I
out of here.
am. Yeah.
Ain't that something? Ain't that something?
Chris is in love with Shakespeare.
Well, not just Shakespeare, but Chris is a cultured man. He enjoys theater. He understands theater. He understands the power. That's why he's an emotional man, because theater touches his soul.
No, but whoever said I'm in love with Shakespeare is correct. Yes, I am. I would have his babies.
See?
Well, really?
Gay for
Yes.
Shakespeare.
Wow. Look at
I would
that.
go gay for Shakespeare. Yes, you heard it here
Wow.
first, folks.
You know what? But you should write a book called that. Going
Gay
gay
for Shakespeare?
Going
Yeah,
gay
gay
for
for Shakespeare.
Yeah, you just got to call it Gay for Shakespeare. That's fine. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Chris.
should we talk about the movie now?
Sure. Go ahead. Talk about the movie.
West Side Story, Romeo and Juliet. Very simple musical version of Romeo and Juliet, except that the Juliet character lives. Spoilers, people. It's very sad, very emotional. They have the music makes it even more musical. So,
The music makes it even more musical.
sorry, it makes it more
Huh.
more
Emotional.
emotional. There we go. Yes, sorry, I had to deal with 7th graders all day.
Moment.
Yes, the music in it makes it more emotional. Compared, I mean, if you understand Shakespeare, it's emotional, but compared to the music that they have in you know, at those moments, makes the modern audience, makes it more emotional for the modern audience. And just Maria, the song Maria itself, is just so beautiful. And the thing I really liked about the modern version of the movie, as opposed to the older version, is there's a scene where they go to the old medieval castle in the upper city in Harlem, or not in Harlem, in the Heights. There's that old, and it's beautiful, and it has all the stained glass windows and stuff, and it's just a beautiful scene, and it really like helps show that love that they're like gaining for each other in it. And so yeah, you know, Romeo and Juliet, sad, tragic ending. little less sad and tragic in West Side Story, but still tragic at the same time. People still die.
Still very sad.
Jets and Sharks just can't get along.
This is one of those that Bonnie and I talked about, and we were like, not the whole thing's sad. So there's a lot of enjoyment throughout the film itself and throughout the stage play. There's a lot to enjoy. And there are some sad moments for sure, but not all of it's sad. So we were like, well, while it's not completely a full-on tearjerker clear across the board, there are a lot of sad moments in there as well.
But I mean, it's also a tearjerker for happy reasons. Like, if you have the right person doing Maria and then doing that balcony scene, that could also be very, like, gets to the point where it could bring tears of like joy to you, just because it could be such a touching moment.
Scene.
It could be such the balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet.
There's no balcony in West Side Story.
It's the comparison. I call it the balcony scene because it's the balcony scene from Romeo and Juliet they put into a fire escape. But if that's done right, that can also have a very emotional punch to it, for more happy reasons than sad reasons.
I like making emotional punch. Like, I think that's you just put a lot of alcohol in it.
A lot of rum, yeah.
Yeah, and then people get very emotional. So, emotional punch is delicious. Very, very good. Very good. All right, so that's number 11 on the list. Anybody else want to say anything about West Side Story? I enjoyed it. That's it.
Which one?
The newest one. I've seen the original, but I was kind of bored by it, to be honest, just because I was.
Wow.
But the newest...
I still haven't seen either, actually, but of course I'm familiar with the story, and I'm familiar with some of the music, so...
Okay.
I'll get around to them. I think I'm going to do like a back-to-back.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, says David Cox.
Hello, David.
Okay, so we're going to go with number 10 on the list. Number 10 on the list, a lot of you are going to be mad about this, and then a lot of you are going to be very happy. It's a 2009 animated film from our friends at Disney's...
Pixar.
Yeah, thank you. Pixar Studios. And that would be Up.
Oh, I'm going to start crying just thinking about it.
And we all know why Up's on this, and it's because of the beginning of the film, basically. The whole love story he has with his wife, and then him losing her, and it's just so gut-wrenchingly heartbreaking that you see them go through this entire life together, all these adventures and these great things, and then he's just alone and sad, and it's really, really heartbreaking. And the fact that we did not get a sequel, I'm thankful for.
Well, it could be called Down.
Yeah, or Uppers.
Up again.
Yeah.
Down.
Get on up. Get up.
The very sad version, Down.
Up is an adorable movie. It's a lot of fun. It's just very, very, very emotional at the beginning, which is why we put it in. We put it in at number 10, but why we put it in. What Mom says, Dad loves this movie. Mom, you love it too. But yeah, it is one of Dad's favorite animated films, is Up. So I'm going to put that there and put it at number 10 and show it. Uppies, says Madison. We should call it. The sequel needs to be called Uppies. Up and at 'em. More uppers. More ups. 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 Ups.
He takes the blue pill. He takes the blue pill. Uppies.
Oh, God.
Uppies.
It's all about him with a boner. This is not the movie I thought my kids would enjoy. What's happening here?
Takes the wrong one, an accident.
Yeah. Not what I wanted to see. Let's see here. Oh, Danny Boy says, yeah, that beginning is one of the deepest, realest things Disney produced, at least in a long time. Agreed. 100% agree. 100%.
It's almost like you have two stories in one, really, because the first 15 minutes are kind of like its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the whole rest of the movie.
It's a completely different story. It's a different feel to it. Yeah, 100%. Let's go with number 9 on the list. We are going to, from 2004. I remember less about this film because I saw it 21 years ago when it came out. And that is not, it's not up, I can tell you that much. There we go. It is.
This was a very big deal for most of us at ArcLight.
That's right. We worked at the time. You remember the Q&A with oh my gosh, Titanic. She was in it. My goodness. Thank you, Kate Winslet. You remember how you had all those fanboys that were chasing after? We had to protect her.
I do.
The Q&A. Yes,
I,
it was wild.
We had this discussion offline last week.
Really, we did.
Yeah,
and Kevin was mistaken then too.
I was never part of the events crew.
Yep.
So I wasn't dealing
missed
with
it.
protecting.
You sure about that?
The clubs.
Are you sure about that, Bonnie? Are you sure about that?
What? Me on events?
I think you were on events.
No, I wasn't.
Oh, well then I guess you weren't very eventful. You were rather uneventful.
No. I was not an EC, no.
Yeah.
Did you want to be one, though?
Yeah. Did you ever want to be one? An event coordinator?
Not that I can recall.
You just wanted to, like, plan bar mitzvahs and stuff.
I worked them a couple of times, you know. I, like, you know, doing concessions for premieres or what have you. But, no, I never really wanted to do the whole running about thing.
So tell us about
stories.
Tell us about Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, because I just remember there being a lot of sadness in this film, but a lot of like really creative sadness. So let's hear a little bit about it.
It is. It's a little bit of a downer, but I don't know. Kevin, do you want to jump in?
I'm trying to. Yeah, I'll jump in. You started off.
Am I the only one who's watched it recently?
Probably.
It's been like a long time since I've seen it too, but I do remember it. You know, with Kate Winslet having the crazy hair and they're having their crazy relationship. They break up, and I think they get back together again, and then
quite frequently.
Look, it's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember crying in the theater when I saw it.
You cried?
I cry in every movie.
Wow.
I mean, this is one that again, we're talking tear jerkers. This is one that can evoke that emotion for sure. Because it triggers something in you, because everybody's had relationships that fail and ones that really, you know, like stuck with you that you wish you could forget. That's kind of the whole premise of this movie. The plot point of Eternal Sunshine is that there is this company out there that has devised a way to map out your brain and erase unpleasant memories from your brain. So that heartbreak, that ex that you just can't get over, that you don't want to think about anymore, you can go to them and tell them, I don't want to remember this relationship. You give them every little bit of documentation that you have about the relationship. You tell them from how it started, how it ended, give them all your trinkets and everything that you have. And then they tell you, okay, go to sleep, take these pills, stay asleep. We're going to come into your home, put this headset on you, like, and map out your brain and delete those memories from your brain. And what happens to Jim Carrey is that while he's having this procedure done, he starts to fight it subconsciously. And you're going through the whole relationship with him and his ex, who's Kate Winslet, and you see how it started, all the bad memories they had, just how it was not a good breakup. But something keeps drawing them back together, and he just cannot let go of her, and he's fighting this whole process. And
don't fight it.
It's so gut wrenching. There's things that, you know, come up throughout the movie that kind of make you consider like fate and free will, and is it really healthy to just, you know, try to wipe somebody from your memory like that, and the ramifications of it. And yeah, there's a whole lot going on, and it's a little mind bendy the way they go about it, the way they present this, you know, the imagery to you and everything, because it's very dreamlike. But yeah, it's just it gets you.
Does it now?
When you have emotions, yes, it will get you right in the feels.
Is it Michael Gondry
who chooses to be in tune with them?
Yeah, you got it. Michelle, I think it's like Michelle.
Or Michelle, yeah.
Michelle Gondry. Yeah, Michelle Gondry.
Yeah,
is
so
the director.
So he hears that Kate Winslet was going to, like, her character was going to go through this procedure, so he wants to do it too, because he's like,
he found out that she had gone through it already.
Yeah. Okay. All right. That makes sense. So he's like, okay, well, this asshole forgot about me. I don't want to be going around carrying these memories when she so easily unloaded them. Anybody can relate to that, right? Like, if you were in a relationship with somebody, like, for any, like, normal length of time, and I mean by normal, I mean like a couple years at least or something like that, you develop, patterns with people. You develop, of course, the feelings and the relationship and stuff, and just these sense memories that continue on even after the breakup. So if you found out that somebody was so willing to just erase you completely from their mind, which is I've had that happen. Like, I'm quite sure one of my exes went through this program. Like, when you have somebody that completely just erases you from their mind, it could hurt, like, a lot. I could see that, like, being devastating, and you going, oh my God, this person, like, there was really literally nothing good about the relationship, that they couldn't just hang on or, like, keep part of it or something. They had to get rid of you completely. That would be absolutely devastating to find out. Like, that sucks. So I could see why he would be like, I don't want to be the one carrying that burden.
I think it's the idea, though, that it's not that the relationship wasn't meaningful, that you can just, shut those memories. It's that the relationship was so meaningful that it is so painful.
Is that what you're going to think, though?
Yes.
That's what you're going to think. When you got broke up with, Bonnie, when someone breaks up with you and they're like, I don't want to remember who you are, you're going to be like, oh, it's because our love, and it was so painful for you. And you're not going to think that. You're going to be like, this motherfucker wanted to get rid of me. I'm going to get rid of him. I know. Come on now. You ain't bullshitting me.
It depends on the person.
No way. Alex Banquita says he's better off without her. Okay, well, there we go. He's going through the program, that's for sure. Elijah Wood is such a creep in this movie. She's a shitty girlfriend, in my opinion.
Elijah Wood was very much a creep in this movie. And that, again, brings about the whole ethical concept of the procedure, because he works for said company and decides, oh, hey, all of this stuff seemed to, get the girl before. So he tries to do everything that Kate Winslet's ex, Jim Carrey, did to get her originally. And that fucks with her brain, too, because she's starting to, things are triggering.
This is actually available to rent everywhere, but not available to stream. So if you like renting things, go ahead. That's
weird. I just streamed it, though.
Was it on Amazon Prime or something?
Premium subscription. Yeah, you can purchase it. Yeah, maybe Bonnie, maybe you're one of them rich asses with premium subscriptions.
I do not have a premium.
Makes me sick. Just flaunting your money
Amazon
everywhere.
Prime. No,
with your premium
I just have a regular
subscriptions.
Prime subscription.
Oh, I've got
I do not have a
Prime
premium
Plus.
with added channels.
I saw a drone drop off something at your place once, Bonnie. I know that you got something premium going on.
Maybe it was Max that I watched it on.
It
was either Max or Netflix.
I mean, it's not saying it's on there, so it's possible. Madison says it's the end that kills me. The fact that they both know that it will end and has ended before, but they choose to try again anyway.
Why bother?
I mean, they're both insane. That's the definition of insanity, right?
Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Yes.
Yeah, they're both insane. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so two crazy people. Cool. Moving on.
But then again, don't they say love itself is a form of insanity?
They do. Yeah. Usually people that have dated crazy people.
I see.
Say that. Yeah, they will say that. That was number 9. Number 8 on the list is a film I don't think I've ever seen. This is a great list for me. But
I'm not sure who put this on the side.
Bonnie was adamant about this one, so this got on there one way or the other.
This is a Bonnie pick only, and I haven't seen this one either.
But it's got Hottie McHottie in here. Marissa. No, what? No, damn it. What are you talking about? Marissa Tomei.
The lovely Marissa Tomei. And also, I think Christian Slater too, right?
And Christian Slater and
Rosie Perez. Yeah, we got some New Yorkers up in here. I love
Hey,
it.
is
Rosie
this where he has a bad heart?
Yes, it is.
Mhm.
I've seen this one then. I have seen this one.
Did
Yeah.
you cry?
No.
The one where he's an orphan and he was, told the story as a small child that his heart problems were because he was a very sickly child and his parents were killed by a baboon king who then offered up his own heart to save this dying child. So he's grown up believing this story that he has heart troubles because he's got a baboon's heart. Oh, this poor sweet summer.
I'm just going to put this right across Bonnie's face from Grace. It says, Bonnie looks down on the people that have to wait 2 days for shipping.
I wait 2 days for shipping all the time. But
Right, boom, right
no,
across.
I will happily pay for ground shipping if it saves me $1 or $2.
Mm.
But anyway, so Christian Slater, he's got this heart condition. He falls in love with Marissa Tomei. They both work at the same diner, and they start this relationship after she finds out that he's been following her home at night just to make sure that she gets home safe. She finds this out after he was apparently late one night and she was attacked in the park by 2 men who tried to sexually assault her. But then he comes in and saves the day at the last minute. And
Got a baboon heart!
knocks the shit out of these guys. And then,
Starts fighting him.
he carries her back home and makes sure she's, safe, stays there all night until she wakes up.
Picks
But
her
they
hair for fleas.
begin this relationship, and it's very beautiful. He's kind of childlike in a lot of ways, but she helps him grow into being a more sociable and confident young man. And then, of course, he's got a bad heart, and eventually that takes its toll, and he dies in the end. And it's so freaking heartbreaking because, you just want to hold out hope that everything's going to be okay.
Right.
But, then he dies, and the moment that she realizes that he's gone, like, oh my goodness, it's one of those moments where it's like, yes, Marissa very much, even though it wasn't for this movie, she did deserve her Oscar. Okay, she is a brilliant actress.
Yes, she
And
is.
that this gut-wrenching wail that she lets loose when she realizes that he's gone just freaking kills me every single time.
So let me ask you. Do you remember the? I think it came out 92, somewhere around there, 94. Do you remember the film Untamed Heart with Joe Pesci? Or not Untamed Heart, With Honors. I'm sorry, With Honors.
Okay, I was gonna say what?
Yeah, no, same title. No, With Honors, with Joe Pesci. You remember that film?
The title sounds familiar, but it's not ringing a bell.
So basically, Brendan Fraser's this guy that wants to he's by the book and wants to live his college life, going studying, and he has his thesis paper and he's ready, and he's gonna be a lawyer or whatever. He's ready for the bar and blah blah blah. And then he runs into a problem when he loses his papers down inside of a boiler room and then finds a homeless dude living there, which is Joe Pesci, and then immediately calls the cops, who then they kick him out of a warm boiler room that he was living in the basement of the school, and put him out on the streets. Well, Brendan feels so bad about him living out on the streets and getting him kicked out. He's like, well, why don't you sleep in this van that doesn't work out here in the dead of winter? So he puts him up in this van, and then the guy gets some upper respiratory thing and then ends up dying at the end. So it's a great film about how you could be a piece of shit. So, I mean, at least Marissa gave Christian a nice send off, so to speak, where Joe Pesci got nothing but bullshit from Brendan Fraser. So yeah. That's a Untamed Heart. Okay, yeah. Don't
Yeah.
watch with honors. I
Watch Untamed Heart. Do not watch with honor.
Yeah. Okay, so Tomei has a thing for short, bald guys named Guy? George. Oh, Jesus, you can't even... What the fuck, Alex? You can't spell shit right. Anyone get the reference? Tomei has a thing for short, bald guys named George. It's a Seinfeld reference. I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe it is. Sammy's telling me to shut up. Yeah, he wasn't technically blackmailing him for his term paper, David. He was telling him that, hey, every time you treat me nice, I will give you part of your paper back. And he gave it to him like with recommendations and corrections and things and stuff. So it was like he was the best villain you could ever have, I guess you could say, was Joe Pesci. But Joe Pesci was just trying to survive. And he's like, I'll give you some papers if you make me a sandwich. Jesus, you should already be making me a sandwich. You got me kicked out of the boiler room and I'm out in a frozen van. But hey, now I have to hide this paper from you in order for you to treat. Brendan Fraser was a villain, a true villain in this movie, and we didn't even know it. Rewatch it. He's a piece of shit. Makes you mad. Oh, okay, Alex. Yep. See, I knew it was a Seinfeld reference. In my heart of hearts, I knew it. I never was a Seinfeld guy, so
I wasn't a Seinfeld.
wasn't a
fan.
Friends guy either, though.
No,
Bonnie,
me
so
either.
There we go. I much prefer
My
coupling.
Friends. Coupling, yeah, I like coupling, and I liked How I Met Your Mother for the first few seasons.
For the first few seasons, yes. Yes.
I enjoyed that one.
Yes.
But coupling, much better version of Friends.
And Janet says, hey, everyone. Hey, Janet.
Hey, Janet.
Hey,
Okay.
Janet.
So we're moving on from
Ooh, yay.
Untamed Heart.
One of
And
my
I
favorites.
guess Chris would say, well, it's about time that we move on. And that is the film we are
Look at that.
discussing.
He has the Blu-ray in his hand.
What a freaking nerd.
Mine is back there somewhere.
Hey, Chris, did we sneak into this movie? Or was it just me and Mark?
It wasn't me. I watched it.
Kobalinski?
It wasn't me.
I think I went on a date with Mark and his girlfriend. And we watched
Where did
two
it-
films.
where
We
did it
paid
come
for
out?
one and we snuck into About Time. I remember that. We snuck in to see this.
And got away with it?
Yeah. I didn't pay for shit.
See, man, you got the privilege, brother.
Yep. That's I don't know what kind of privilege I have, but I guess the privilege to sneak into a movie.
I think it came out. I don't know. I might have been in LA, so it might have been me. I can't remember where I saw it first.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I know I snuck in with somebody and we watched it.
No, I lived in New York at the time, so I saw it in New York. So
Okay. All right.
I saw it at the ArcLight with Derek Armijo.
Ah,
Oh, look at that.
He got tickets for an early preview screening, and I was the first one to say, "Take me."
Wow. So Janet says, hi, Nezzy, what's up? And Nezzy says, hi, Janet, what's good, homie?
you see? Friendship in the chats. Love it.
Why?
Always
would
good to
you
see
say-
people make friends in the
What
chats.
we
We
good,
love a
homie?
shared moment.
Kevin, if I ever come up to you and I go, hey, Kevin, what's good, homie? You have permission to slap my face. Just slap my dumb ass face. You just slap him.
What if Bonnie says it? What if Bonnie says it?
What's good, homie? I slap the shit out of Bonnie, too.
Wow.
She'll have it coming. Bonnie, you will have it coming.
You do know that
If-
Bonnie has many.
If you go up to
I
Kevin and you're
say
like,
that shit sometimes.
"What's
Depends
good,
on
homie?"
The person I'm with, but I'll say it.
Wow.
But on the
Oh,
other
come
hand,
on.
it's
Nobody
it doesn't
says
sound
that.
right coming out of you.
Nobody says what's
So
good,
I will
homie.
happily slap you if it comes out of your mouth.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go. Everybody's slapping everybody.
I say, "What up, G?"
Wow.
Oh, man, this is getting worse. Okay, so About Time. What about Time? Why do we like it so much?
I remember I cried about 6 times in this movie.
6 times.
It's a time travel film, right?
Yes, it is. It's basically this guy Dominic. How do you say his last name?
Gleason.
Yeah,
Gleason.
Brendan Gleeson's son. He from Harry Potter fame. He finds out he has his power to go back in time, and so he does. He goes back in time, and first he uses it. He meets this girl, and first he goes back in time to like get her to fall in love with him. Goes a bunch of times, does it a bunch of times because it fails, and then he finally he gets the life with her he wants after doing this a bunch of times, and then all of a sudden she gets cancer, I believe it is. And he goes back in time to try to stop that from happening, and doesn't. Eventually, she ends up dying, and she has this really speech of, just let it happen. Like, don't go back in time and keep stopping this. Let it happen.
That's not what happened.
Yeah, there was a part that happened.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No. Pretty sure that's not.
Are you combining two movies?
I think he is.
No.
Pretty sure he is. Yeah. I'm pretty sure you are, Chris.
Nobody did. Chris, no.
What?
The love interest is
No.
not dying about time.
No.
His father died.
The dad, yeah. But...
The only death is his father.
You're mixing up movies?
I think you're combining movies.
What movie am I thinking about then?
I don't know.
No,
Well, you're the one that has it.
But it's one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Kevin's gonna fall out of the chair. It's gonna happen. Kevin's gonna fall out of the chair.
My man had grabbed the Blu-ray to see him. That's the movie about.
I thought somebody got sick in that movie. Someone doesn't get sick in that movie?
No. Okay, so of the ailments in the movie, his father does pass away.
Yeah, and I remember the beach scene at the end where they go back in time at the end.
Yeah,
And
but no,
together.
His sister has a car accident that he tries to prevent.
That's
from
right.
happening.
It was yes, that was She had that, and she had that.
She's kind of all out of sorts and everything because she's got, a shitty boyfriend, and so he decided, okay, if she never had the shitty boyfriend,
That's
then
right.
she won't have all of this bad stuff happen to her, and then maybe she won't get into this bad accident.
Yeah, I remember she had that monologue where she was talking about she wasn't afraid to die, and convinces him not to keep going back in time.
Yeah, no,
The sister.
No, that wasn't this movie.
Available to watch
Sure.
on
The
Netflix.
sister
Sure.
does not have a monologue about not being afraid to die. Yeah, no.
So you can watch it on Netflix for free if you have a subscription, or you can pay Amazon Prime $3.99 in order to watch the film, and you too can learn that Chris is wrong.
What movie am I thinking of?
I don't
I
know.
have no idea.
I mean, Matt, you got the Blu-ray right there. It tells you what the movie's about.
It's been a while since I've seen it. Okay.
I think
Told you I don't rewatch movies that often.
there was a part in there at one point where they went to this restaurant that was pitch black.
Yes.
Yes,
and
they do.
I want to do that. There's a dining in the dark experience that they have one in Vegas and they have one that pops up in LA pretty frequently. I want to do that. It's fun.
I don't mind it. I don't mind doing that, trying that out. That could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That could definitely be fun. Yeah.
And maybe you'll meet the love of your life.
I doubt it. I don't think that's not my cards.
It
I'm not
happens.
going
in
to. Yeah. No. They'd have to be blind, I think. Like, nothing's changed for me. I just go to these in the dark dinners because, we're all on the same playing field here. So that is a film called About Time, or if you ask Chris, I don't know what the hell it is.
I swear that something happened with Mary, the Rachel Adams character, about she said some kind of line about not afraid of dying.
Yep. Okay.
I remember it.
All right.
I
Number
mean,
6 on the list.
Maybe the dad said that at some point, but I mean, no, the love interest doesn't die.
This is a film. Number 6 on the list is about a boy and a girl that made a connection when they were younger, and then both of their fathers die. And that is called My Girl from 1991. And,
Yeah, that was the movie Macaulay Culkin did after Home Alone.
And no, I don't think any of the fathers die.
No,
Just
you're
made
just
that.
talking out your.
Yeah, 'cause why not? Because we get to do that now, apparently.
Because you're trying to pull a Chris.
Number 6 on the list, My Girl. Yeah, a fun film overall, I thought. Just a real fun, just a smile, laugh a minute.
I
Total
mean, if
comedy.
this does not make you cry.
Is that the one with the bee
Heart.
sting kills
Have
Macaulay
absolutely no
Culkin?
Oh my God, spoilers, Kevin.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
For 91, you spoiled a movie.
The bees come for him.
The bees.
And then poor Veda at the end when she goes up to his coffin at his funeral. I'm going to cry right now.
Oh my God, Jesus.
I am. It's very sad when she goes up to his coffin and you know, she sees him and she's just trying to, you know, pretend like he's not dead for a moment.
Was he all
And
swollen from the bees?
Yeah, he had the sting.
Yeah.
The stings. He had the. Yeah.
Don't take my word for it.
And then she, no, he had the sting like molehills, you know, all over his face, and he wasn't wearing his glasses.
Yeah, that's what
And
Nezzy
then
just
she
said.
starts asking like, "Where are his glasses? He can't see without his glasses."
Oh.
He's not.
Oh.
He's not seeing anything.
I'm sorry, but that line.
So-
Line, if you have a heart, it gets you every fucking time.
34
It's
years.
So goddamn sad.
34 years, and this movie still touches you. That's beautiful.
Still, it still gets me. Yes,
Mhm.
because I have a heart.
So
I feel
Veda-
things. I have
so-
emotions.
So you fell for Veda Sultan Fuss. That's a very interesting name too, I must
Sultan
say.
Yeah.
Eh?
I honestly, for me, I felt more of a connection to My Girl Part 2.
Oh.
Because there were parallels that I drew to my own life when I was that age when that movie came out. You know, the whole like, you know, wanting to like know more about her mother and trying to, you know, search for answers that her dad didn't have and all that stuff.
You know, you'd be disturbed to know, Bonnie, that this movie has a 55% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. So I guess those people really have a bad heart.
55%.
55%.
That's horse shit.
Didn't Dan Aykroyd, wasn't he in this? And he was.
Yep.
He created like
He
the
plays
ghost
her
trap thing in it or something. And this is like supposed to be the prequel to Ghostbusters,
Yeah, actually.
right? I think that's.
Or it's more of a sequel. It's what Ray does when he retires from the Ghostbusters.
Ah, okay.
And Jim Lee Curtis is in the movie too. She moves to this town. Her character from Halloween, after Michael Myers is taken care of, she moves to this town to start her life over again.
Mhm, that makes sense.
Mhm.
That makes
Mhm.
sense.
Making
Okay.
up dead people.
So that was number 6. Number 5. Okay. I can't take this movie seriously, but you guys go ahead. That's fine. That's you know, I totally understand. It's just I did the boom mic reflection of the guy holding the boom mic is so obvious in that shot in that film. That's all I can think about whenever I think about this movie, and that's the 1992 Whitney Houston Kevin Costner film, The Bodyguard.
It has that famous song that goes, "And I will always love you."
Oh, yeah.
And
That-
the
that
other
song was-
famous song, "Don't make love
That's right.
to my door."
Mm-hmm. Sean McGeehan here, he says, Old Yeller, Sophie Scholl, The Final Days, and Love Story are among the top tier jerkers.
Yep, Love Story. Yep, that goes back to 1970, 55 years ago.
I've never seen Love Story.
You might cry on that one too, Bonnie.
I'm sure I will.
See? Chris is
I'm-
nodding his head. He cried. Chris
That one's
cried.
cancer, I'm sure of it.
You see? You see?
Is that what you were thinking of?
I think I'm mixing the two movies together.
Were you confusing Love Story with About Time?
Well, I think I mixed the two stories together because I know the thing about him going but being able to go back in time, and the thing at the scene at the end with his dad when they go back to time together and they're on the
Right.
beach.
Yes. That moment made me cry.
Yes, me too. I think I'm mixing the two movies together.
Yeah. when he was back in time with his dad who had already passed, and they went
Mhm.
back in time.
Yeah.
They double hopped.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of had a last adventure, so to speak,
Yeah.
together, which was kind of cool. That was a great moment. That's a great moment for anybody. It's a really nice film. Bodyguard's okay too.
I love The Bodyguard.
Number 5.
Oh, it's such a
Number
it's such
5,
a
but
great-
just based on Kevin Costner's outfit.
So I want everybody to know that I have these Blu-rays, but I don't watch them because I don't have a Blu-ray player. So I have these Blu-rays, but it doesn't mean I've been watching them recently.
Okay, excuses are like assholes, Chris. Everybody's got one.
I only have 2 of them, so you know.
We gotta get you a Blu-ray player. Problem solved.
He'll just sell it.
They're like $30.
He'll just sell it. He's not even wearing that Lions hat I just got him. He sold it
It's
already.
too hot. No, it's not. It's too hot in my house to wear it right now.
Whatever.
I turned the air conditioner
You
off.
sold it. I know it.
I had to turn the air conditioner off because you hear it,
You
and it's
did
really
not.
hot
You
here.
sold the air conditioner. You liar.
No, it's can't just sell an air conditioner. It's part of my trailer.
Oh, okay. All right. It's part of his room, the air conditioner.
Mm-hmm.
What do you got there? What is it? Dyson what? Something wood? Dragon wood?
Dragonwood? Oh, it's a game we're gonna play together in our cruise.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
Wow.
Game
Okay.
of dice and daring.
Oh, no, we're gonna get a couple of ladies, and we're gonna be like, "Hey, you guys want to play some Dragonwood?
I don't know. It was a Christmas gift. I
You
don't
want to play
know.
some Dragonwood with us?" And they'll
It
be
was.
like,
It was.
"No." Are you sure you don't want to come back to our cabin and play Dragonwood?
Nope.
Jesus. He wants to
That was
get
a
his-
Christmas gift. and
We
I
got
don't
thrown
know
off the
if
boat. Can you believe it? Oh boy, there we go. Okay, so Bodyguard, very emotional film about love and passion and being a bodyguard. And that boom mic guy, that son of a bitch and boom mic guy, just couldn't get out of the goddamn scene fast enough. They just shot him, and it was just like, let's not cut this. Let's let it just go right into the film. Put it right in theaters this way. And then they didn't even bother to edit it out. You could still watch it to this day, and he's still there. Still there, just holding the damn thing. The shit. Come on. They digitally made Jabba the Hutt move around like a big fat ass snail. But you can't digitally remove the boom mic guy from the Bodyguard. Nope. No, can't
They
do it.
edited out rifles and turned them into walkie-talkies for E ET.
Ah, see? But the boom mic guy remains. Son of a
Well, when was it made? When was that movie made?
I like where the
1992.
red fern
Doesn't matter. It's
grows,
edited out now.
Sean and David, where the
They
red
can still
fern
change it
grows.
now, doesn't matter. ET was made in the 80s and they changed it digitally in the early 2000s.
Yeah, but people, I don't know. Maybe it's a rewatchability thing. People are gonna keep rewatching ET, and nobody cares about going and redoing because it's not money. It's like
Lots of people rewatch The Bodyguard. What are you
Yeah,
talking about?
are they doing a lot of theatrical releases and Blu-ray releases and all that stuff? Like that's what I'm saying. It's like
Okay.
Maybe they'll edit him out when they do a new digital
yeah,
anniversary release, is what you're saying?
yeah.
So I'm going to mention number 4, but with a caveat on number 4. I swear to God, if any of you backwoods sons of bitches say anything shitty or off color, I'll just ban your ass immediately from this podcast. I've got no qualms about it. So
I wish I knew how to
Just-
quit you.
just the way it is. Number 4 on this list is 2005 Ang Lee film Brokeback Mountain.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
And Kevin, you couldn't have picked a
I-
more perfect
Wait.
photograph.
All right, so I didn't like this movie
Uh-oh, you're banned.
because I don't like westerns.
Gone. What?
Seriously?
Wait, you don't like Unforgiven?
I'm making a joke. I was joking. I'm
What?
joking.
Oh.
I'm making a joke.
Oh,
I was trying to like
try to stir the pot.
because of what Donald was just saying. I was trying to make him think I was
dare
saying
you.
something different.
Brokeback Mountain on number 4. This is an
But actually,
interesting film.
I actually haven't seen the movie. But.
It is an interesting film. If you put aside the fact that it's two people of the same sex, two men. If you put that aside and you just think about two
Who
individuals,
cares?
yeah. If you think about two individuals that would go out together and work together all the time and shared adventures together, shared stories, and eventually fell in love, then you could be like, oh, But then some people have trouble quantifying it when it comes to of the same sex, that's fine. That you do you. But with Brokeback Mountain, I think it was interesting particularly because of the timeline that they put it in, but also because the struggle that these two had to go through, not only internally with themselves about who they were and their identity, but with the people that they were with, that they realized they loved, but they truly weren't in love with in that way. And that makes it very heartbreaking in multiple ways. The fact that their love for each other was seen as so taboo, but also the fact that the people that they were supposed to be in love with, they had to come to terms with that, and those people had to come to terms with that, and it's just heartbreaking all around. So it's a very, very powerfully sad film, definitely a tearjerker if you can put yourself into that mindset.
Oh, it's all kinds of jerkers too.
Yeah.
It's a love story between the Joker and Mysterio.
Yeah, there you go. It really is. Yeah, it's a love story between the Joker and Mysterio. Mom and Dad said, saw that one. I thought it was sad. Janet said, Jake Gyllenhaal's acting is awesome, and they had good chemistry. David says, Hilary Swank, $1 Million Baby, and Boys Don't Cry get to me.
It's funny. I was going to mention that one earlier.
I don't think I've ever seen $1 Million Baby.
It's a good movie.
Really romantic.
That's a good movie.
I'm not a $1 Million Baby fan.
Miss Bonnie.
Yeah.
That's a powerful film, especially the end.
That's what I hated about it, is the end. As
the broken neck.
Yes.
It offended me.
And Boys Don't Cry. Boys Don't Cry. I saw the good one. It just with.
Just
no
penis.
Boys Don't Cry.
He has no penis.
Can enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the horrible, disturbing and terribly sad story and true story.
Yeah, Brandon Tina. Yeah, Brandon Tina, Nebraska.
Yeah, that's a great film.
That's funny.
$1 Million Baby, I think it's hot trash.
It's funny. David brings up the two movies that Hilary Swank won Oscars for.
Boys Don't Cry. I don't think I've ever seen Boys Don't Cry either. I didn't see $1 Million Baby.
It's a tough watch. It's a tough one to get through. The ending.
Boys Don't Cry?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely
the end is brutal.
Do they play the song? The Cure song?
No. I don't even remember. I don't think they did they?
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Okay. Who was in it? Who was it? Was Hilary Swank? What was it? Chloe Sevigny who was in it?
Yeah. Chloe Sevigny's in it. That's correct.
From American Pie, right?
No.
From Kids.
Kids.
And also from the HBO show Big Love with the three wives, the three Mormon wives.
What was that one movie that caused a whole Disney
Mimic.
dark thing? Brown
Mimic?
Bunny.
Oh, Brown Bunny. That's one I was
Brown Bunny.
Yeah, Brown Bunny. Yeah,
was she
that was
in Mimic?
controversial with her. I don't remember.
Was she in? Was she in a movie with Woody Harrelson?
Got to think about this for a moment. Maybe.
Yeah.
Got to think about this for a moment.
No. Woody Allen, I think. Woody Allen. It'd be Woody Allen. It was Woody Allen.
Yeah, Woody Allen.
Aphrodite or something like that.
Yeah, I think she was in a Woody Allen movie.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then I know who it is. Yeah. All right. She was a Mimic too. Yeah. For those that care about those type
She was in The Dead Don't Die. She
weird
was
horror
in
films.
Looking up her IMDb page right now.
Inez says, I've never seen this movie. Only memory I have about it is my super Mexican uncle saying I started watching a cowboy movie one night and then they started kissing.
Oh.
That's funny. He had no idea.
Oh, he had no idea.
Whoops.
She was not in Mimic, but she was in Psycho. American Psycho.
She wasn't in Mimic?
No, that was Mira Sorvino. So that was a different blonde.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then she wasn't in the Woody Allen or the Woody Allen film either.
She wasn't.
Jesus, Kevin. Just fucking made me look like an asshole.
Anyways, back to.
She was in that TV show Big Love.
Yeah, I said that already. Yeah,
I don't
three
know.
Mormon wives.
I don't know who she is. So Sean McGean says Gallipoli
Orlandia.
is also a tearjerker. I don't know what Gallipoli is. Gallipoli. Don't know it. But
That's
I do
Mel
know,
Gibson. That's a Mel Gibson movie.
American Horror
He's
Story.
in Gallipoli.
I do know what number 3 is,
Another
though.
one.
I can tell you about number 3. It's from 2004 as well, and that would be The Notebook.
Oh,
Good old
Didn't
James
those two
Garner.
date in real life?
They did. They did for quite a few years. 3 or 4 years, I want to say. They used to come into ArcLight all the time together.
Mm.
They were very adorable. They were so cute together, and I was actually really sad when they broke up, just because, I remember seeing them come in and, seeing them being all cutesy and adorable together. And
Did you ever whisper to one of them and go, "Someday you're gonna get old and die in the bed together"? Yeah. Did you ever? No. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
But yeah, The Notebook. The book made me cry. I loved the book so much, and then to see it on the big screen, that made me so happy. I feel like the movie's pretty faithful to the book for the most part, except for the end. The one thing that's different in the book is that they both don't die. Noah lives.
oh, really?
In the book, yeah. And there's a sequel to the book called The Wedding,
Mm.
which
Crazy.
it's more centered around his and Allie's daughter. He's just more of a supporting character in it, but he's an old man, sad that he's without her, but he's convinced that a swan that he feeds is her.
Reincarnated.
To visit him, yeah. So
You know, they also-
Oh, boy.
that's
They
what
also-
makes me sad that they can't make that movie since they both died
Hmm.
in this one. But that aside, it's still such a beautiful story, and it's really sad and heartbreaking. Anybody who has ever dealt with Alzheimer's knows what a shitty, sucky disease it is, and it just there's nothing worse than when your loved one doesn't know who you are anymore. That is so ridiculously painful.
Mm-hmm.
And to have that be your spouse, and you get these glimmers of moments with them by reading them your love story. That's just I don't get why people have to hate on this movie so much. Were they the perfect couple? Absolutely not. No, they were both toxic in a couple of different ways, but they wanted each other and they made it work, and it was so,
Yeah.
I saw the Broadway musical last summer of this.
Was it?
It's just as good. Chef's Kiss.
I didn't even know they made a musical.
Cry just as much. Yes, it ran only about 6 months or so, but it was no, it was like 9. It was like 8-9 months. I think it was like, I saw it in the summer, but it didn't run long. It was less than a year.
Wow.
But yeah, it was just as sad as it was based on the book, not the movie.
Mm.
But it was just as sad as the movie was.
So in the stage play, does Noah live since it's
Yes.
based off the
Yes.
book?
No, but it's just like all this stuff. It just gets you.
Mhm.
It's just so emotional is what I mean.
Yeah. That's interesting to me. Actually, I'd really like to see that, or at least read their, read the stage play.
Mm-hmm.
If that's how it works out. Oh.
Yeah, Ingrid Michelson, whoever, she wrote the music for it.
Sean McGean says, I think there is another recent kissing cowboy movie by Pedro
Almodovar.
Yeah, there we go. He did, I want to say Revolver, or Revolve, or Volve, or Vol something like that, with Penelope Cruz.
Well, there.
Volve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. There we go.
He also
Thank you.
did early Antonio
Thanks,
Banderas
Bonnie.
movie called Tommy
I
Up.
struggle.
And your Spanish. Not that mine is much better, but good lord,
Sí.
your accent.
Lo siento mucho.
Not all.
Yeah. Let's
We
see.
gotta work on your accent.
Sean McGean says Gallipoli is a great film by Peter Weir about a bunch of Australian soldiers who are doomed to die in Gallipoli in Turkey during World War One. Early Mel Gibson performance. Ah, okay. There you go. And yeah, you got it. I should watch the film. I have to be. I'm going to be honest with you. War films really bother me. It's really hard for me to like. I'll have a rare moment where I'm like, I want to see something kind of war related or whatever. There's not many times I'm gonna watch that. But I have seen some. You know, like I've seen Full Metal Jacket and Black Hawk Down, a few other things throughout. You know, my.
Saving Private Ryan. That's a tough movie to watch.
I watched 3/4 of it and never finished
I have only seen that twice in my life, I want to say.
Smirch.
Yeah, and that's a hard one to get through. It's very, very well done, but oh man.
Feels like a documentary.
Grace says, as a Mexican, that accent was fire. Thank you, Grace. Thank you. I try my best. Smurge says the Garbage Pail Kids is a tearjerker. Well, for different reasons. I mean, we wanted it to be good, and it was so bad it made all of us kids cry. Like, it was epically bad. Like, so bad.
I learned something.
Gonna remake it?
I'm sure they are.
Probably at some point.
I swear I heard that news came out.
With some CG, probably. CG, little
Yeah.
garbage pail.
Speaking of remaking, let's remake the 1997 classic. Number 2 on our list, Titanic.
Now,
Maybe
this
my most
movie,
hated movie ever.
Yeah, this movie's so overrated.
I
was laughing so hard at the end when Jack died, and it's like, and Rose is like, Jack.
Oh my God, you're.
And I'm saying to myself, you idiot, you two could have survived if you would just freaking use the freaking. They could have survived together.
No, they couldn't have.
Yes, they can. Yes, they could.
No, they
Mythbusters.
Mythbusters busted that myth.
Yes, they did.
Still would
They
have
did.
died. And
Yeah.
then James Cameron went back recently, did a whole documentary about it. Could they both have lived? And did all these types of tests with 2 actors and everything. In theory, is there a way they both could have fit? Sure. But then they still would have died because they would have been deeper in the water. They both would have died of hypothermia.
You know what? In that case, Rose should have sacrificed herself for Jack to live because he didn't come from privilege like her. Give that man a chance to live.
Yeah. She should have given him some money too. And,
yes.
Like, here, take this necklace and lay on this board.
Oh yeah. How messed up was that? You put a
she
necklace
had
out like that?
At that point, while
That's
they were
messed
in the
up.
water,
Yeah.
she didn't know that she had the necklace until the
Yeah,
very end.
102
when
years
they
old.
reached
Okay.
America, and she put her hands in her pocket.
Okay. Sean McGean says now this is a serious question. He says that Romeo and Juliet was much better than Titanic.
Which version of Romeo and Juliet? Which version?
I know, Kevin. This is where there could be some trouble. Which version of Romeo and Juliet is better?
If you
than
say
Titanic?
if you say
Baz Luhrmann,
the Baz
Luhrmann episode, I'm gonna reach my hand through the screen.
we might
Sean,
have to
and I'm
shut
gonna
down the show.
We've had
Wrangle
this
you.
argument before, and
We
I
may.
don't freaking care. I love the Baz Luhrmann version. I love it.
I had a
The
dream
only
last
good
night,
version-
Bonnie, and it fit me like a
All
glove.
you want, I don't care.
Heaven help the
1970
Montagues.
was the only good one.
Pile of garbage is the new one that they did with
Oh,
Haley
68.
Steinfeld years ago.
Erica
That
says,
one is hot garbage.
did you see the edit where they put it to Rock and Roll Part 2?
The one from 1968.
Okay, so Sean is talking about the
Olivia Hussey.
DiCaprio
Olivia Hussey.
Romeo and
Yeah,
Juliet.
the Franco Zeffirelli.
I think he's trying to
movie.
troll us. I think he's trying to troll us at this point. I'm pretty sure Sean's trying to troll us. With
Ugh.
Or more specifically, Chris, because he knows how Chris feels about it.
Yeah.
No.
He's been very vocal before.
Unless you're talking about the Franco Zeffirelli one, I don't want to hear it.
Is that the one with Olivia Hussey and Leonard
Yeah.
Whiting?
Yes, that's
Okay.
the one from 1968. It's the only
Okay.
good one.
Erica did
By
not
the way,
see that in
God rest her
Titanic.
soul. She passed away a month ago too.
Mm-hmm.
Who? Kate Winslet?
Olivia Hussey.
Who?
Olivia Hussey. She was
Olivia
like-
Hussey, Juliet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. I heard about that. Smirch
Hey.
says, speaking of Baz, how about Gatsby? That was a sad ending. Yeah. Great
Look.
Gatsby had a pretty...
The Zeffirelli one had a place in my heart because we got to see boobs in high school.
That's true. And then there was the Miracle of Life, which ruined vaginas for many people.
Oh my God, that thing scared
No,
me.
because it's the only good Romeo and Juliet movie.
The Miracle of Life. Yes, I remember that. That scared the hell out of me. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yep.
There are parts about the Baz Luhrmann Romeo and Juliet that are good. Like what's his name? The guy who played Michael in Lost, he would play Mercutio.
Oh yeah.
He's really good.
He's
And
so
I
good.
liked John
When he
Leguizamo.
screams, "A plague of
Yeah.
your houses!" Oh my
And I
God.
like John Leguizamo as Tybalt, but otherwise than that, I hated the majority of that movie.
Yeah.
I can't stand
Oh,
their speaking, how they like their Shakespearean, like they didn't go in an pentameter. It was it was so bad.
They messed up the iambic pentameter. How dare
Mhm.
they? How dare
Smirch
they?
says, anybody else cried during Dances with Wolves when the wolf and his horse died?
Thank you, Smirch. Yes, Harold Perrineau.
I remember Dances with Wolves, but I don't think anything.
Wolves has ever made me cry.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay,
it ever.
Sean, I can agree with that. DiCaprio is better in Romeo and Juliet than he is in Titanic. I'll agree with that.
Oh, okay, that's fair. That's fair. We'll
I will say this: Claire
we'll allow.
Danes is gorgeous in that movie.
Yes.
Too
Yeah.
bad she couldn't save it.
Yeah. And then she tried to tank Bill Pullman's career, but it didn't work. Sorry, Claire Danes.
How'd she try to do that?
Broke Down Palace.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I still own it though. I like that movie.
Of
I'll
course
watch
you
it on
do.
occasion. Could it have been better? Yep. Could have been much
Could have
better.
been a lot better. Yeah.
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 But you know, it has a time and a place.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. It's true. I liked when you got Titanic on VHS and it came in two tapes.
Two tapes, yep.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
My
and
story-
The DVD originally, you had to, it was on two different sides. You had to
Jesus.
flip it. It wasn't until Blu-ray that it was finally all in on one disc.
Wow.
look, this movie. I have a history with this movie. First
do?
date I ever went on in high school was Titanic. The date
Wow.
didn't go well because we both fell asleep during the goddamn movie.
That's bad. Well, it is 3 hours and 17 minutes, so it's understandable.
And I went and watched it again in the theater, and guess what? I fell asleep again.
Did she
Why
break up
would
with
you go
you?
back?
Break up with her afterwards?
We only went on one date because we both fell asleep during the date.
Oh.
You're a bunch of tired bitches.
I think I talked about this during our Bad Dates podcast a couple years ago.
I think you
You
did.
probably
Yes.
did. You probably did. All right.
Yeah, I think I saw this in the theater. I know I saw it more than once. I want to say potentially upwards of 5 times.
Good God, buddy. You wasted that much money on this movie?
It was not a waste. If
Yes,
I
it was.
enjoyed it.
Look, you're better off watching, Good Will Hunting, which came out around the same time. If you saw that a few times, I would agree with that. Because that's a better movie.
No, I think I only saw Good Will Hunting the once
Better movie.
at the time. Clearly, I've seen it.
L.A. Confidential came out around the same time. Better movie.
I did not see LA Confidential until the video release. I didn't see that one in theaters.
Shakespeare in Love, interestingly enough, came out during that Oscar season as
That
well.
was my film of the year. I love.
And you know
that
what,
movie.
Chris? I'll give this one to you, Professor. Better.
I rented that one from Blockbuster. That was a one-time watch for me. That one.
Actually, Ben Affleck's pretty
it
good in
didn't
the
stick
movie
with
too.
me.
As good as it
Maybe I need
gets.
to revisit it.
Yes, that was a
As
great
good as it
movie.
gets, it's
Jack
definitely a
Nicholson,
great movie.
better movie.
Great movie.
Great movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Heck, even The Fifth Element, which I'm not a big fan of, better movie than
Oh,
Titanic.
I love the
Yeah.
Fifth Element.
Yes. Adam told me earlier that A Walk to Remember made him cry. So
Really?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
Marley
That
and me.
is an
Oh yeah,
honorable
that one made me
mention.
cry.
Marley and
Yeah,
Me is a
Walk-
tearjerker too. Yeah, it is
Yeah,
kind
it
of
is.
a tearjerker. Yeah.
Oh, so poopy.
And that's another
Little,
Yeah.
part.
little poopy. Of course
He
it is.
does.
Little poopy. That should make you cry.
Sean,
Mhm.
yeah, I like Baz's Gatsby. I thought it was enjoyable. It wasn't
it
the
was fun.
best thing in the world, but I definitely enjoyed it. I like the pageantry that he does with things.
Yeah,
Unless
well,
he has guns and calls them swords, and then I'm out.
yeah, I don't mind Baz
Can't do it.
Luhrmann as a director. I just hated that movie. Like I love Moulin Rouge. I think that's a great movie.
Oh, Moulin Rouge is exceptional. Yeah.
But the fact that
Strictly Ballroom is fun.
the way he slaughtered the language. That's why I hate that movie so much.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Number one on the list, guys. Here we go. Number one. Last but not least, certainly the 1990 heartbreaking film of a man that just won't let go. We're talking about Ghost.
Oh, yes. Mr. Patrick Swayze. God rest his soul. Great actor.
I swear, like,
The Lady Named After the Stew.
It always made me cry to start with, but since Patrick Swayze has passed, it just makes me cry even more, especially at the end. The end just fucking kills me.
And that song probably hits you too. That old classic 1950s song hits you too, doesn't it?
Unchanged Melody.
All right, that's all we can say before we get copyrighted.
Yep. There we go. Sorry,
No,
everybody.
because we're not playing the actual song itself.
Hunger.
And this is another movie that got turned into a Broadway musical.
Yes, that's true. It did.
Recently.
It did.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to see that one?
I did not. I heard good things about it though.
Yeah. Everything's getting a Broadway musical these days, which I kind of love.
Because just like Hollywood, nothing's original anymore. There's originality doesn't exist anywhere.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
I think certain stories can definitely like lend themselves to musicals though, and then others not so much.
Like they have a freaking Back to the Future musical.
I've
That's
heard it was
crazy.
really good though.
Yeah.
I prefer Rack to the Future.
That one was on my list. I really wanted to
Rack to the
Rocky
Future is a better
musical.
film. It's a better stage production.
A Rocky musical? What's
Yeah,
that?
there's a Rocky musical, yes.
Well, okay, in that case,
Yeah.
it's a Rambo musical. then.
But
That's the
Stallone
case.
was on, like, Stallone had a hand in it though.
Yeah.
Like he
All right.
was on board with it, so
Wow.
it's
That's how to run
Stallone is okay with it. And we all know how
They run
Rocky
up the
to
stairs
the-
on stage.
It's a
Yeah.
film. They did boxing and stuff in the show.
Oh, that's great! I got to see that. I actually want to watch this now.
It sounds terrible.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one.
It sounds
I
awful.
don't know. I don't see how it works, but I would love to. Yeah.
Can
Okay,
you imagine
so-
if you're like
Back
Rocky
to
Four? Can you imagine like Rocky Four the musical? That'd be hilarious. I must break you.
Oh my God, Rocky IV the musical. If it was just nothing but the soundtrack and they just sang the soundtrack,
Oh,
because Rocky IV has the best one of it all.
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest is a pretty big tearjerker for sure. What I'm thinking with Ghost is that it's just so perfectly balanced. They put Whoopi in there for like the comic relief, and they really understood that balance and when to break that tension and that that heartbreak feeling that everybody had in their gut. And then like introducing him to that character that could move things, that was a ghost and was able to communicate by doing that, and him trying to learn from him and understand and figure out why he still hasn't moved on. The true villain of the film, such a fantastic job done by that actor, and I can never remember his name, but he's phenomenal at playing the biggest goddamn piece of shit sleaze you've ever met in your life in this film, and he just plays it perfectly. Just everything's pitch perfect in this movie. It's just so well done and so beautiful, and definitely a tearjerker. The true definition of a tearjerker is this film, which is Ghost, the 1990 film with Patrick Swayze and Demi Moore. So that
and she won an
Never
Oscar
look at
for
a
it.
penny the same way.
And
Yeah.
Whoopi won an Oscar for the
Really?
movie too, if I recall.
She did.
Yeah.
And it was very much deserved.
Yes.
Oh my God, she killed it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
rightfully so.
She
She
did
did a
such an
fantastic
amazing
job.
Did Demi Moore did she get a nomination?
I think so. I want to say she did.
I don't recall.
Didn't the nominations come out today?
Oh, you're talking about for the film?
Oh, for The Substance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she did. Let me double check.
I got about halfway through that movie and shut it off. I
So she's
just
having a good year between that
I wasn't
and
paying enough
Landman.
attention
She's
to it.
kind of a resurgence of a year.
Well, she took a lot of time off, right?
Yeah.
To be with her family and stuff, raise kids.
Yeah, she did. She did get nominated.
Good for her.
Yes, she did.
Yeah, she deserved it.
Mhm.
Great job all
She's
around.
Really good.
Yeah. And like Patrick Swayze had some films that defined him, sure. Dirty Dancing was another big defining role for Patrick Swayze. Roadhouse, another big defining role. What is it? What was Outsiders. What was the other one? Point Break or something
Point
like
Break
Yeah.
with Keanu Reeves.
Point Break,
Keanu
yeah.
Reeves. Yep.
that. Was another one, and then Ghost. Like he had a hell of a career in the 80s and 90s for sure. Patrick Swayze did.
And Red Dawn. Can't forget Red Dawn.
No,
Red
you
Dawn.
can.
Yeah.
You can forget it.
No.
You
The
talk
newer
about-
version. The newer version you can forget. Yes, not the old.
Talk
one.
about
you can-
Tu
You can
Wong
forget it.
Fu. He was in
That's true.
drag.
Yes, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's true.
Donnie Darko.
Yeah, Point Blank. Yes, thank you, David Cox. Appreciate that. Guardians of the Galaxy 3. What was? Oh yeah, that's true. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 with all the animals and with Rocket and what he goes through and stuff. That's pretty
Yeah.
tear jerking. Yeah, they did a really good job on that. James Gunn did a really good job, which is why
Toy
I
Story
think
3.
Superman's going to be phenomenal. I think it's going to be phenomenal because of that reason. I think Gunn knows what he's doing with that kind of stuff. He can balance that really well. Toy Story 3, with Lotso, the
Oh my
evil
God.
strawberry scented bear.
I cried so hard in that movie.
I cried so hard at the end.
They
of that
never
one.
should have
Yeah.
done another
A
one
part 4.
after that.
Or
Just
Part
stop.
5. That's
Ever.
coming
But
soon.
Greedy
greedy.
bastards. Yeah.
Awful.
Greedy.
They could have done spin-offs. That's fine.
The only
Or
good
done
thing
musicals,
that came
or
out
done
of Part 4
musicals.
for me was Forky. I love Forky, but he could have just been like like a serious character,
spin-off
like on Disney Plus or
creation,
something.
Yep,
Yeah.
from the made for like they did with Aladdin. They had Aladdin the TV series, You could have done that with Toy Story. It's Toy Story the TV series or whatever. That would have been great, but no.
It would have been fine.
Gotta get another movie.
Introduce Forky there. Don't do a whole
Yep.
extra
Gotta
movie
milk
that
it.
nobody needed or asked for.
Yeah.
3 tied it up perfectly.
So if you guys are wondering, those of you out there in chat land, and I thank you for being so active today. Very appreciative of that. This month, the month of February, it's the month of romance. So we're going to be continuing on with these kinds of themes. So next week is going to be within a wheelhouse of similarity, but different as well. And we're going to start pushing that here in the next couple days. So you'll get to see that new ad pop up. For that. Also, moving forward, we will have these now officially pre-scheduled. So we can schedule them out a day, 2 days, 3 days in advance. So you can click on it and you can see the time countdown to how much time until the live show's coming. So we're able to do that now, which is great. So expect that in the future. So you don't necessarily have to wait, fortunately, for Kevin to send you the link every time. You can just go to our YouTube page and click on it, and it will be there. It will have already popped up. You can click on it. It would be the first live thing that you see. You go to the YouTube page, and then under it'll say Lives. You click on that, and then that'll take you right to the live page, and it'll show you a countdown on that. It'll also be on the main, I believe, our main YouTube page for Rumble Spoon Productions as well. So if you get a chance, check it out at least, in the future to make sure that it's working and let us know what you think. Because today was it was our first time trying it, and we're going to try to stay ahead of the curve on these moving forward. That's the hope anyway. So I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank Bonnie, particularly for pushing through a migraine to be on here today. I know that's not easy to do. I would like to also thank you guys out in the audience there in podcast land. I wanted to thank you for being on, watching the show, and again, being active in the chats. We appreciate you very much. And if we don't see you out and about anytime soon, and if you're feeling thirsty, perhaps
You'll have a passionate, tender, but never sentimental Rumble Pop.
good night, everybody.